Hello, we're Cooke Fawcett Architects. We are an office of 8 people based in Clerkenwell in central London. And today we're going to talk about our completed and ongoing projects with artists and with cultural institutions. These include our completed work with Bold Tendencies in Beckham in South London. We founded our practice in 2015, and prior to that, both Francis and I had worked for Herzog and Dimmeron for about 7 years. And during that period, we were fortunate enough to work on the extension to the Tate Modern in London. Our work with Bold Tendencies at the Peckham multi-storey car park actually started with a Christmas card. We made a photograph of a house at Islington, which Hannah Barry, the director of Bold Tendencies, really liked. And a conversation that initially started about a facade for her gallery then evolved into a conversation about our first project there, which was the concert hall.
So the concert wall is a plywood lining, a folded plywood lining to the second to top floor of the car park, which is a space used for orchestral concerts and had been for many years and had suffered from very poor acoustics. So it was an effort to much improve the acoustics as well as to make it a more attractive lining ready for hosting one of the proms that summer.
The Beckham Observatory creates a new space for a kiosk for Bold Tendencies, which deals with ticketing for events for orchestral music. It also provides a space for Bold Tendencies' education programme and trainee programme on the roof of the car park. In addition, we wanted to create an elevated platform which would provide better views of the city, better views of the artworks on the roof of the car park.
The Beckham Observatory is primarily a steel frame, steel structure, which spans about 32 metres from one edge to the other edge, cantilevering over at both sides where there are 2 staircases. One side has this kind of stepped seating area coming down to a half landing, the other side cantilevers over towards the train lines, and it's quite a refined steel structure. We worked really hard with structural engineers to make the section sizes as slender as we could and as kind of carefully detailed as we could. And then there's a really nice hardwood deck that goes over the whole thing and makes all the stairs and everything as well. And so all the steelwork is painted, it's like a khaki green colour. We felt worked really well with the existing colouring.
We are currently working on another project with Bold Tendencies, which is a proposal for a tower of new artist studio space in South London called Studio Stack. And this idea of creating kind of new for-purpose spaces for artists is something which we're exploring in a number of our projects as well. For a while now, we've been collaborating with Cast, who are an organisation in Cornwall who make artist studio space. We've been working with them on their kind of long-term strategy for their buildings, including making new cafe and education spaces. And then most recently, we've been also working in a similar way with Cockpit Arts in Deptford, looking to help them make their building more open to the public through education spaces and cafe and also some new studio spaces. And this conversation and collaboration with artists also extends to some of our smaller projects as well. We're currently working on a new artist studio for an artist in Hampshire, which will be a new artist studio and workshop in the garden of a Grade 2 listed watermill on the banks of the River Test.